Rachid Hamami, better known to me as Brother Rachid, and probably to all of you, and he is an author of several books in Arabic and English and host of the Arabic program بكل وضوح, in all clarity, formerly known as Su'al Gari. Without further ado, Brother Rachid.
Thank you. Well, I'm honored to be here, and I just want to share. I think they didn't leave me anything to share. But I will start with a story. I have been told by my mom and my dad that I'm an Arab. Both of them declared, they said I'm an Arab. When I came to the US, I did a DNA test, turned to be a lie. I'm a Berber. 95%. So somebody lied on the line and told them that I'm an Arab. Why they would do that? Because when Arabs invaded North Africa in the 7th century, they Arabized the region and Islamized the region. So my grandparents, they were Christians, but they were converted by force, by the sword to Islam, and even their language was Arabized. That tells me the story of the whole North Africa and the Middle East. And this history is still continuing the same way, with different waves through history. What happened to the Berbers in North Africa? Berbers would mean Algeria, Tunisia, Libya, and Morocco. There were almost 70 bishops in the 4th century participated in the Council of Nicaea just from North Africa. Where are those Christians? They were wiped out in the 7th century by the invasion of Islam. Libya used to be a majority Christian nation back then. Tunisia, there was the Church of Carthage. The Church of Carthage was equivalent of the Church of Alexandria. The same power, the same representation in the council. Where is it? It's gone. If you think about the church fathers, for example, St. Augustine or Tertullian or Cyprian, they are from North Africa. All that history is gone with the invasion of Islam. Let's talk about the Middle East. Where are the Christians in Iraq? Now there are almost 150,000 Iraqi Christians, but the rest moved or killed or converted. The same thing happening in Lebanon, once a majority Christian country. The same thing happened in Jordan. And you can go all over the region, and the same phenomenon is repeating itself. 2 different degrees, different intensity, different circumstances. Christians are persecuted in Pakistan. Christians are persecuted all over the Middle East. What is the common denominator between these countries? There is a question I want to ask, and everybody is trying to avoid it. Is there a relationship between Islam as a religion and what's happening to Christians and Jews in the Middle East? Many people are trying to avoid the answer because the answer is hard. The answer has implications, has consequences. None of us is ready to face those consequences. Yes, Islam has to do with persecution of Christians and Jews in the Middle East. You want it or not, that's a reality. I was born as a Muslim. I was raised as a Muslim. I was raised to hate Christians and Jews. Where? In my family, in the mosque, in school, by media, by everything. Morocco is a moderate country, is a secular country. Well, you will say probably that's bad parenting. No, it's not bad parenting. It's the Quran and the Hadith. My dad was the imam of the local mosque. And not only him, the whole community. Actually, in my community, if you wanted to insult somebody, you tell them you're a Jew or a Christian. That's the biggest insult you can receive. Why is that? Because we teach our kids hatred towards Christians and Jews. It's as simple as that. We were talking about secular countries. Our countries are not secular. They are religious countries, just different doses. They are not secular. The facade looks secular. For example, Morocco has a king who claims himself as a descendant of the prophet. In Jordan, he claims himself as a descendant of the prophet. In Saudi Arabia, he is the servant of the two holy places or the two holy mosques. And even in Egypt, you think Sisi is a secular person. He is not actually. He's a Salafi. He claimed himself, he learned from Sharawi himself. And Egypt actually is not one country, it's two countries. One is called Al-Azhar and the other one is called Egypt. And both of them, they give speeches, they give their opinions about politics, about countries, about everything. You can't reform these countries unless you answer the question about religion. Our TV stations, our curriculums, how we teach our kids, we should address the problem of religion. Some people told me, like, we started hating the Jews after Israel was established in 1948. That's not true. The problem with us in the Middle East, we hate first and find justification later. And the justification to hate Jews, it must be Israel. But if you search the text, hatred existed towards Jews before 1948, by centuries. Hating Christians, we try to justify it by the Western colonization of North Africa and the Middle East. But guess what? We hated Christians before something called America even existed. So hatred is rooted in the doctrines. If you have a child, I'm going to give you an example. If you have a child and you raise him every day, you are telling him, those who went astray are the Christians and those who were cursed are the Jews, and you raise him every day, he's hearing this. What do you think he will be when he grows up? We're talking about sometimes persecution as used by the Muslim Brotherhood or Islamists. No, it's the whole society. It's just everybody has something to do. For example, in Armenia, when they attack these churches, who attacked these neighbors? It's just normal people. And when you go to the judge, for example, to the court, who's that judge? It's just a normal person who became a judge. But where did he study? They are all graduates of Sharia law. And they govern by Sharia law. When you go to a police station, who's that guy at the police station? It's just a normal person who became a policeman. So the whole society is persecuting Christians. We want it or not, that's a reality. There is only a small percentage who is against that. The majority are with that. And Christians should know this. Enough denial. We are trying to deny this fact. We are trying to say, and here's the problem. When I address the problem of religion has a relation, or I would say it's the mother of hatred towards Christians and Jews. It's the root. We are treating the symptoms and we are ignoring the root of the problem. We're trying to deal, even Israel is dealing with Hamas and all these countries trying to normalize the relationship with other countries, but never address the doctrinal part of it. They don't dare because they don't want to upset other countries. The same thing here. We don't want to upset other countries. We want to please other countries. We cannot tell them that Islam has to do with that. And actually there are many that say Islam has nothing to do with that. Islam is innocent. Why? Because we're afraid of being accused to be Islamophobes. We're afraid of being labeled as Islamophobes. As for me, I don't care. I say it frankly, religion has to do with persecution. And what is the solution? If religion has, or it's the main root of this hatred, how do we solve this? Well, first of all, we have to face Muslims to change their view of their scriptures. They can put them in a historical context. They should find the solution. They should face it. And it's going to happen one day or later. It's just a matter of time, but they have to face it. They have to reform their curriculums. They have to reform their educational system, their media outlets, their religious institutions. That's the only solution to hatred towards Jews and Christians. As to Westerners, they should not keep sugarcoating the relationship between doctrine and systematic persecution against religious minorities. We keep watering down that relationship, and sometimes we try to deny it. They should face it. They should bring it up, discuss it, and press for solutions. Unless we do that, we will see more persecution, not only Christians and Jews, Yazidis, for example, we heard today, others. Why? Why Yazidis? Why Christians? Why Jews? Because we see them from a religious point of view. They see them as polytheists, as mushrikun, as kuffar. There is no other explanation. Yes, governments use religion, but those who are on top of governments are religious people as well, to different degrees, as I mentioned before. So again, unless we address the problem of religion, the relationship between religion and hatred, we will not solve this problem. Thank you.